Big news, Tesla will build a Megapack factory in Shanghai, and that has now been confirmed by Tesla and Elon Musk. Many people just do not realize how big of a deal this is. James says a mega factory announcement in Shanghai is more bullish than a car factory announcement would have been, but people don't realize it yet, and I 100% agree with that statement. The production will actually begin in about 1 year, and the construction of a factory will begin next quarter in Q3. Once ramped, this will effectively double Tesla Megapack capacity to 20,000 Megapacks per year, and that could be worth, says Gary Black, $50 billion of new revenue or $15 billion of profit per year. And just so you understand how big of a deal this is, last year, Tesla's net profit was $12.5 billion. So these two facilities alone, one in Lathrop and one in Shanghai, would effectively double Tesla's net profit from last year. And yet the mainstream analysts are still wondering, but what happened to the Model S and X inventory? The production of the last quarter was basically double that of the deliveries of these two models. It never fails to amaze me how analysts can really ignore the big picture and just focus on the quarterly details, such as the Model S and X deliveries and supposedly production that is way too high for these two models, or demand that is just non-existent for these two models, supposedly. And yet, they just ignore these relatively tiny investments that produce a product that has a backlog of about 2 years. Oh, and look who is here at the signing ceremony. That is our Tom, and that's Grace Howe. The interesting thing here is that these Megapacks will be available to the whole global market, not just within China. And I think it's pretty safe to say at this point that seeing one of these factories built in Europe is also just a matter of time, not a question of will Tesla build one in Europe. This is what I love about Tesla stock. You have so many things that are just not priced in. For example, full self-driving, yeah, not really priced in. Energy, I don't think it's priced in. The Cybertruck, Morgan Stanley thinks that Tesla will only deliver 50,000 of these per year, that no one really wants them. Why are Megapacks so profitable? Well, Tesla is selling Megapacks for over $400 per kilowatt hour and buying batteries from, for example, CATL for about $100 per kilowatt hour. And I would really say, I think that's less than $100 per kilowatt hour. And the battery is roughly half the cost of a Megapack. Don't mix up, well, the average selling price with the cost. And then there's installation, maintenance, and all of these other goodies, of course, that contribute to profits further. And this is where it just gets so silly. When I say the energy business of Tesla is not priced in, I mean, it's really not priced in. In 2025, Tesla's gross profit from Megapacks could potentially exceed $10 billion, but the street is currently only modeling 2025 energy revenues at $9.4 billion. This is revenue, not profit, and they are only modeling $1.5 billion gross profits. Of course, we don't have very precise data from before that we can look at and say this is exactly how long it is going to take to scale a Megapack factory, but we do have some clues that we can look at, and Bradford actually is going to post comprehensive results of his Megapactory. He calls it a Megapactory Lathrop stakeout. Look at these semis go one after another. He literally just sat there and counted how many of them are coming out. And with his knowledge, he appears to be quite bullish as well. He's estimating that the total net profit from these two factories, the Lathrop factory as well as the Shanghai factory for Megapacks, will eventually contribute $12.8 billion per year in net profits, which would exceed Tesla's last year's total net profits. Just yesterday, we talked about Gary Black's new catalyst list. And now he's saying that he just posted new estimates as well as a new price target for Tesla stock for his paid subscribers. And usually he posts them publicly very soon after that. And I will review those as well once it becomes available publicly. These new estimates as well as a price target reflect Tesla's latest price cuts, this new announcement of Megapack factory, and the new Tesla Model Y model with the 4680 batteries, which he says is effectively a flanker product to bring the starting price of a Model Y, soon to be the best-selling vehicle in the world, to below $50,000. And I think this makes sense. On Monday, the narrative will be about the price cuts, and I don't think many people will be talking about the Megapacks, and that will turn out to be a mistake long term, is what I believe. Because guess what? In 1 year, that Megapack factory in Shanghai is just going to start production, and the street is only focused on the next 12 months at best, usually. Really, they only focus on the next quarter for the most part. Among Tesla stock investors, there are certainly a lot of people excited about this new Megapack factory, as well as the next Megapack factory that could potentially be in Europe. And if you combine 3 Megapack factories, the net profits of all of these could be about $20 billion. I think gross profit could certainly possibly exceed $20 billion, but if you are talking about net profits, then I will say under $20 billion for now. Because also when you scale, you will have more supply, so the pricing is going to probably come down perhaps. And also, we are not modeling taxes precisely for the next factory, so it would depend on the tax rate as well. But if we just do some super duper simple math, we take $12.8 billion of potential profit from these 2 factories, we divide that by 2, and this is how much we make per factory. So if we have 3, potentially we could make as much as $19 billion in net profit. It would depend also how much in tax would we pay, where exactly would that factory be located. Because tax rates, they do differ from one region to another one, so we don't know exactly where the next one will be built. Maybe Tesla will build another one in China. That possibly could also make sense. If you saw one of the latest Morgan Stanley reports, you know that the battery prices in China are dropping fast, so maybe it would make sense to be closer to these batteries. There was a lot of excitement about Megapacks before the last earnings call, but it didn't really pan out how many people hoped it would. But Gary Black this time, he thinks likely Megapacks will be highlighted on the earnings call that is going to happen in about 10 days, very soon, and that Tesla will perhaps issue some sort of guidance about the Megapacks, maybe not, but possibly on the next earnings call. Interesting fact, over the last 3 years, Tesla has announced on average a new factory once every 8 months. Here's the complete list of factories that we have available right now, and this new announcement also makes me seriously wonder. That factory that Tom Zhu was talking about that would be built at the same time as the factory in Mexico, was he talking about this factory in Shanghai? I was expecting a vehicle factory, but I'm happy with a Megapack factory as well. And hey, look who is happy right here. Leo, the all-in Tesla stock investor, a multi-billionaire. When he's happy, we don't have any tweets attacking Elon. That's good. I like that. Let's keep it that way. This is something that is quite unusual for Tesla, and it's just a rumor. So I would just like to repeat that again. It's just a rumor. Project Highland, says James Catt, someone told me that it is a multifaceted project with different teams focused on different things, each with its own goal in reducing costs and or improving efficiency for the refresh Model 3. Teams are not aware of what other teams are doing, fragmented deliberately for secrecy, which sounds completely opposite to how Tesla operated before. Interestingly though, James thinks that the rumor is somewhat credible, although not fully credible, but somewhat credible. And James usually he doesn't just spread things that are not true at all. One reason why that may be happening is to control leaks, and that would certainly be a fairly decent reason to do that. There's another possible reason for this. Just sharing my thoughts here out loud. Potentially, maybe they are having separate teams work without knowing what the other team is working on, because this way you come up with more ideas and then you just pick the better one. Instead of if you just have one team work on everything together, maybe you wouldn't have these separate ideas and then you would just be stuck with what has been offered initially, and then you are left with a worse idea overall. I think that makes a lot more sense for brainstorming, but if you are actually designing the thing, I don't think that would be a very good reason for that. So there probably is something that we are just simply not aware of. I mean, when you hear a rumor, usually a lot of details are left out. Happy Easter to everyone who celebrates it. And this is an important message to all Tesla stock investors. If you haven't watched this video, I highly recommend it. My name is Matt Postis. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.